Welcome, friends, it is I, LostScarf, and it's time for the new god, and there he is. Kuang is back, and I'm going to keep calling Kuang an accident anyway, because of course I am. He's back, we got some new skins and voice packs, new referral system. I don't think there's any item changes, but there are god changes, so quite a bit to talk about, so let's get going. Alright everyone, I'm going to be a bit of curmudgeon on this one, because, but check it out. Kuang! We got a flying dragon! Pretty cool looking flying dragon. Gonna grab your sword? You're not gonna grab your dragon? I mean, your sword? There you go, he got a sword now. Is that a euphemism? There you go, he's got a sword right there. Looking pretty cool, looking pretty shiny. I almost said shiny, looking pretty cool there. He's got like this glow off him, doesn't he? There you go. And then over here is the new Refer a Friend animation going on because they gotta show off Sock Puppeteer. And they're gonna show right now, there he is. Hey guys! Hey, you ate my hand, and you guys laughed about it, but hey, I got a sock puppet! I got a sock puppet. Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? Can I be one of the gang now? Yay, I'm one of the gang now! Yay! And we're friends. That is shit. I don't know. Ymir, Vamana, and Ra was a pretty good one. That one was pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And we got ourselves a couple skins and voice packs to check out, so let's go ahead and check out Kuang first. First up is Kuang. There he is. There's like a glow coming off this guy. Look at him. Pretty good looking skin. There's a lot going on here. There is a lot going on. Other skin, also a lot going on, but not as standy outy because it's darker. Check out his portrait. Pretty cool portrait. Over here, other portrait. Yeah. Pretty cool portrait. And voice pack.
Attack middle lane.
Huh.
Completed. Defend. I'll attack the Gold Fury. I'll attack right lane.
I know you're supposed to not. He's not supposed to sound like the old Kuang because then it'll be confusing because of the Sacred Dragon. But
gank behind us. I'll attack the Fire Giant. Gank middle lane.
I could care less for this voice pack. I'm sorry, but I freaking love the voice actors. But no, I don't know. I feel like Kuang should be ridiculous and over the top, but he's not. So personally, not a fan. If you like it, good for you. I don't. Check out Aphrodite's new portrait here. Here's a new portrait. Of course, it's hot. Pretty good. Art team, as always, is amazing, as always. So there you go. Then there is the, let's see here, going down order, it should be S and C, Scylla, Sylvanas, and Tyr. Let's go ahead and look at Sylvanas really quick, because it's gold skins. Not alphabetical, but screw it. Gold Sylvanas, look at that portrait there. Really nice looking. Very pretty. So pretty. Such a pretty skin there. Over here we got the black one. Also pretty. Pretty cool. And then diamonds. That is a crazy looking skin. Got a diamond butt. There you go. So there's your Sylvanas skin. Looks pretty cool. Very shiny. Extremely shiny. There's a lot of shininess lately. And now for Lil Red Scylla, who I'll be buying later on today. Look at the Wolfticles. Granny Wolfticles. That's great. And there's a debate on Reddit whether or not there should be 400 or 600, and I don't know. I guess if you compare all the skins together, which ones are 400, which ones are 600, people will have opinions one way or the other, and I don't know. I like this skin a lot. I think I have rose-colored glasses on this one, because I just like it so much that I'm willing to pay the 600. And that's probably why they're able to get away with this. If you have a negative feeling about this. Because if you make something someone likes enough, it will not care. What's unfortunate is she doesn't have much voice pack change. She has a couple lines and I'm not getting them. That's unfortunate, but there you go. That is Lil Red Scylla and it is amazing to me, so I'll be getting it later. And the other one is Sock Puppeteer here.
I swear, Manny, one more joke about lending me a hand and I'll put you under my boot.
To bring the long arm of the law to this land,
Now that is what makes this skin so special. The voice pack. Manny is hilarious. And the only way to get Sock Puppeteer is through the referral system. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Probably right after this segment. But it is a pretty fun skin just because of Manny. It's not a bad looking color going to green and blue. Not bad. Weird contrast, but it is interesting. And there you go. And if you're wondering, next convention skin is Tyr. Yeah, there you go. And people are in love with this skin. It looks really nice. It does look really good. You know what?
The law
Like this one more.
returns to this land.
You're not the law, Manny, you're a sock.
Then the sock returns to this land.
Straight man comedian, straight man comedian. That is just great. I love this one. This is great. And I don't have enough referrals for this thing yet, so I gotta work on getting people to... How do I get people to refer when I've been playing this game for 2 years? I don't know. But there we go. Alright, so there's a new referral system, and this is kind of odd how it works, and the old referral system definitely gave you a lot more rewards from what I could tell, but here's what I get from the main site. When you refer a friend, and they get level 15, you get bonuses. For one friend hitting level 15, you get 1,000 favor. For 2 friends, 2,000, 3 friends, 3,500, plus Sock Puppeteer. That's what you gotta do. You have to have 3 friends that you referred hit level 15, and you get Sock Puppeteer. At 4 friends, it's 4,000, at 5 friends, it's 200 gems, and at 10 friends, it's 400 gems. So my question is 10 the max? Because if it is, holy crap, because there's a lot of people who bring in a lot of people. So it's very odd if 10 is only the maximum, because there's no mention if it is or not. And that, I hope not, because you got some really good rewards in the old referral system, so that's too bad if it is. That really cuts down on how much you want to refer. Because screw it. Now, the levels that your friends get also affects you. So if they get level 10, you get 500 favor, 15, 1,000 favor, 20, 1,500 favor, 25, 2,000 favor. And level 30, they give you 2,500 favor. And then there's the playing together bonus, which is interesting how they're going to track that. Now, if you play with one of your referral people for at least 1 hour, you get a 1-day booster. For 5 hours, you get 1,000 favor. At 10 hours, you get 15-day booster. That's pretty big. At 20 hours, 200 gems, and at 30 hours, 200 gems. Those are some interesting bonuses there. I don't know. The referral system feels a bit wonky. Just a bit wonky there. Also because just the maximum feels like they just stop at a point, which is too bad. You wanna have it kind of be a bit open-ended to incentivize people to keep bringing people in. But you also get why it's limited at the same time, because if you don't limit it, then you get a lot of smurfs. And that's the other worry is, who knows how rampant smurfing has been with the old referral system, but also the new referral system is still going to have a lot of smurfing as well, just because of Sock Puppeteer. And that's my worry is, how many smurfs are we going to get because of Sock Puppeteer? How bad is it going to be? And it's going to be a bit bad. People new to the game, they're going to come in there and they're going to run into smurfs. They're going to get beat up a bit. Hopefully not too badly, but I don't know. Sock Puppeteer is going to promote smurfing, and I just hope it's alright for people. Like, they don't run into too many smurfs, but it's going to happen. No way around that. But that's just how it's going to be, and good luck to everyone who's new. Alright, one more general thing before we buy a Little Red Cell, and that is they're doing more with the matchmaker. They're also going to add surveys to the matchmaker, so when you're done with the match, you can tell the survey how you feel about the matchmaker. And I get a feeling there's going to be a lot of really negative reports towards it, but hopefully it will help them get better at it. So let's buy this thing. 600 gems. Thank you to everyone who's donated gems to us. Sober Snipers 1, Onyx, and a couple other people. Thank you for all the donations. And now we have another Odyssey chest. Let's check out that Odyssey chest. It'd be hilarious if this is Scylla's voice. That'd be hilarious. And open! We get player icon. Well, I got one of the rares. Never gonna use it. Never gonna use it. Wait, is Scylla Greek or... Wait, Scylla is Greek, right? Yeah, alright, so I got something related to Scylla. Just not the voice pack. Ah, those innocent eyes of a demon. Not really a demon, but something scary. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about god changes. Alright, first up is Kuang got nerfed on all of it. No, he didn't get any nerfs. So, I'm assuming my initial reaction was Kuang's might be strong, but he actually, thinking about it over the weekend, I'm like, you know, he doesn't actually have any means of holding someone down, so maybe he's not that strong. Maybe he's deadly, but he has to have someone else set it up for him. Or he has to catch you unaware and just beat you to death. That's what I felt, because all he has is a slow. All he's got is a slow. Everything else is just a lot of damage. Well, besides the execution. So he's going to get some pretty good easy kills as well, but he doesn't have a good way to hold you down to beat you up. He's kind of like Baka in that way, where Baka doesn't have an easy way to hold you down and kill you either. If he did, you'd be screwed. So I feel like Kuang's in that camp a little bit. So he feels strong, but he doesn't have an easy time making it happen. And that's what it looks like going on here, since he didn't have any nerfs coming out of the PTS. Then again, Nox didn't have any buffs coming out of the PTS either, so we'll see as it goes. Cupid has a bit of a reduction on how long it takes for his ultimate to come out, and this is just because we've seen it. I do my ult with Cupid, and then it gets interrupted, and it didn't happen. So they've done it so that Cupid's ult will go off. And so there you go with that. Just makes Cupid a little bit stronger just because he's able to land that dang ult now instead of being interrupted by the many CC in the game. Kronos has an amazing buff, and it's actually really huge in my opinion. First one is Accelerate has less mana cost on it because they want to make it stronger when it comes to Wheel of Time. Section 2 on Wheel of Time is now 100% mana refund. That means for the cost of 60 to 80 mana, you can cast 50 to 70 plus 65 to 85 mana, and maybe even 100 mana at this cost. So that's pretty nice there. It lets you harass a little bit more efficiently, it lets you clear lanes a little bit more efficiently, and of course you're doing better basic attacks because you're moving faster and attacking faster at the same time, so this is huge to me. This makes you a lot more effective. It allows you to stay in lane longer and just be very pokey. Cronus is going to be strong in lanes, I feel, because of this. And we're going to test it out later on in the future. I like Kronos. I don't think he needed this buff, but with this buff, he's going to be kind of strong, in my opinion. At least when it comes to laning phase. I really think so. Freya nerf. Okay, so what happens now is when her banish happens, when the person falls down, they fall down a lot faster. The reason for this is a good Freya could get maybe 2 free hits when you're falling down from banish. Now you'll get only 1 free hit, which is good because, youch at the free hits. She deserves to hit you at least once for banishing you, but hitting you twice, that's a bit much. Mercury with a similar nerf to Freya, and that is, he grabs you with his dash, right, and then he throws you, and then you're in the air. And Mercury usually gets also 2 free hits on you when you're in the air, and that's enough to kill you. That really is enough when it comes to Mercury, so they have lessened your time in the air so that he only hits you once at least, and then he'll have to climb onto you to do more, which is still easy for Mercury to do, but at least it gives you a little more chance to get away from him, which is necessary. 2 free hits is a bit much. 1 free hit is fine. Nuwa has been nerfed again, and I don't agree, but there you go. Her ultimate has been decreased by 10% more, and her Shining Metal, they've taken away about 40 points of damage overall, so holy crap. They've nerfed her even more. I guess people are doing really good with Nuwa. I don't like the way Nuwa works, like at all. It can do some damage, but it can also just be ruined easily as well. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this one just because I've seen some terrible Nuwas. I guess a really good Nuwa is just bringing this up so well that they have to nerf it, so that's what's going on. They're kind of like Rama, where a regular player will land some of his ultimates and do alright, so his ult is not bad, but a pro player will land them all and make him scary, so I think that's kind of what the ult's doing there. I mean, that's kind of what the nerf there is going on with, so there you go. And lastly is Serket. They nerfed her just very slightly. I guess they feel like she's a bit strong and could be nerfed a little bit. So what they did is they reduced the protection reduction by 5% and the physical power contribution by 5% as well. That's it. That is an interesting little tweak going on there. She does do a lot with this ability, so I get why they might want to nerf it, but I don't know. Did she really need that nerf? I don't know, but it's weird to see little adjustments here and there, but that might be the way to go about nerfs and buffs these days, is just make little tweaks unless you need a major change. I don't think Serket needed a major change. I don't even think she needed a nerf, but if they feel that way, they do a little tweak, and there you go. Overall, the buffs and nerfs, they don't feel... Nothing feels too drastic in any way. Not a fan of the new one nerf. The Kronos nerf, I don't think he needed it because he was pretty good, but with this, he's going to be scary good, I feel. I might be overestimating how well it goes, but I'm excited to play Kronos because then I can lane with him a bit better, and that should be fun because he's just a strong god in my opinion. Now let's take a look at Ao Kuang.
Ao Kuang.
Alright, here we go. Time to be Ao Kuangy, and this is going to be a long one. Ao Kuang's got like 20 things going on in his kit, so it's going to be a lot of stuff to explain. His sword, his 1, his 2, his 3. His 3's got to be, I guess, the least complicated to talk about, and then his ultimate.
Know your enemy, know yourself, and victory will be assured. Unless you're fighting a dragon, of course.
Of course. Alright, first up is his passive, and that is King's Sword. It does 2 things. First one is, when you use an ability and you use one of your charges, you have 3 charges, you get 5% extra damage to it. So, 1 has 209 damage, it's not bad to give that plus 5%. 290 on here as well, not bad to give it plus 5%. His ultimate, I wonder how that'll work with it. And then there's his 2, which is a buff like a Freya's Radiant, where you do really good damage. So I'm assuming that's to each dragon, so good damage there as well. So plus 5% to all these things, not bad. But something very useful is when he's out of mana. So let me just use my abilities really quick. Just got to use a little bit more mana here, probably 1 more burst to do it. You'll notice how long his cooldowns are. They take quite a bit to happen. And what happens with his charges is when you're out of mana, you're not necessarily out of the ability to do things. And we'll see in a second, once this recharges, it takes 5 seconds to recharge something. And recharged. You can see I don't have enough mana for these things, but I can do them anyway. So, bam! The charges are used instead of your mana. So that's pretty useful there. So even when he's got no mana, he's still a threat because he can still do things. Which is very useful when it comes to some of his kit. First up is his 1, which is a teleport that leaves a decoy that can be blown up, and also he's invisible for 5 seconds. So he's doing 3 things going on here. Teleport, so you got your escape right there and you're invisible for the rest of it. Difference is, from Loki is, it's 1 second longer, but if he takes damage or doesn't attack, he will get out of his invisibility. While Loki can only get out of invisibility through timer or using an attack. Loki getting hit does not lose invisibility. And lastly is you can blow up the decoy. Now it's not like Loki's decoy where it attracts the enemy, it just blows up. Like, there it is right there, it's just there. And it's independent of me doing things, but if I hit 1 again, it blows up for up to 290 damage. So that's pretty good clear damage there, so if you have to clear a lane, you can. And it's a pretty big size explosion as well. If the enemy minions are bunched up enough, you can clear them all. If they're not so bunched up, of course you won't be able to. But you have a means of dealing with the lanes if you have to. But also just to clear jungle camps, this is not bad to do it. Or to run away, obviously, because it's a teleport to go through a wall, and also you're invisible, so you're a lot harder to catch. So that's pretty good there, and you can also punish with your 1. If you wait 5 seconds and don't do anything, it just doesn't blow up, it just disappears. So you want to blow it up if you want to do any damage. You can use it defensively or aggressively. Defensively, of course, to get away, or offensively, blowing it up on someone while you're fighting them. Obviously, that'd not be so bad there. Nexus is 2. So like Fraser Radiate, you're buffed for a while. In this case, he's buffed for his next 6 basic attacks. I think it lasts 10 seconds, though. So he has these dragons for 10 seconds. And every successful basic attack will put one of these dragons on an opponent. That dragon does additional damage, up to 120, plus magical power contribution. So he does pretty good damage there. So he's hitting you twice, basic attack and the dragon, basic attack and the dragon. I believe the dragons count as magical attacks. So get Gem of Isolation. That should count as a Gem Isolation hit with the dragon, so it slows them down more. The dragon themselves will do a slow if you throw them instead. So another thing, you can range this as well. You can throw the dragon at your opponent. Each dragon, as part of that ranged dragon, will slow the opponent by 30% plus more for 1 second. So if you have all 6 dragons, you're going to hit them for 1 second plus another 1.25 seconds. So 2.25 seconds, they could be slowed by 30%. You're using up your damage as this big dragon, though. So if you have really good basic attacks, then fine, or you can use it for other things, and you'll see in a second. So his 3 is a cone that goes through walls. Counts as a basic attack. So anything that procs basic attacks, you can do with that. As a mage, there's not a lot that procs basic attacks besides Polynomicon. But something interesting as well is... well, also Hasteless, so I don't know how that would work out. But your dragons can also be thrown in this thing, is my understanding. Like, they'll do damage, and we'll see that in a second. Just get rid of this guy a sec. Or it just does dragon animation. I am a little confused on this one. Let's see here. Let's go fight Ra a second and see what it does. So I'm going to hit him with just the 3 on its own, then the dragons plus the 3. So, here's Ra. Ra, walk it up to him. But basically, you have 2 ways of clearing minions. You got your 3 and your 1, because they both do good damage. See, I throw that at him, it just hits him. Now, when I have dragons on me when I do it, it's different. Dragons plus this, bam, he gets hit with a dragon. But he only gets hit with 1 dragon. These dragons just hopping on him. Now I'm going to show you his ultimate. Like Thanatos' ultimate, when they're below a certain point, hit them with your ultimate, and they die, and you become a dragon! And now it's Thor's ult, so you can only go from where you are, you can't move around. I'm going to go over here, to safety. There you go. So there's a lot of things going on with Al Kuang, and you can use certain gods as comparisons to have an understanding of how they work. And here's the attack chain's 4-hit attack chain, 1 regular hit, and then 3 faster hits. So you can tell from his kit that he's pretty much very... let me get max cooldown so I can do his ult again, and maybe 2 more times. Max cooldown here. So he's very bursty, as all mages are. But he can only burst every so often. Like, you saw they were like full 15 seconds. So, without cooldown, which I don't know how much you'll be building because you're going to be an assassin, you're going to want to just hit them as hard as you can. Every 15 or so seconds you run in and beat the ever-loving crap out of someone. You go in with your 2, beat them up, maybe invis in or use your invis for an escape. But really your goal is to beat the crap out of them as hard as you can to get them under the threshold so you can do your ultimate. The way this works is when they're below a threshold, you can execute them like Thanatos' ult. But this is weaker than Thanatos. Thanatos is up to about 40%, I think. This is only as far as 35%. Maybe it's 42% for Thanatos, but you only go as low as 35%, or 23 for the first level of it. And you do, well, you kill them, you execute them. If you don't execute them, you just pop them up into the air and do, again, 290 damage. That seems to be a theme here. And you pop them up like Kumba's ultimate. They fly up into the sky. I'm going to show you right now how that looks. In a moment, 5 seconds, and I'll show you. Yeah! Gonna pop them up. Gonna pop them up. Pop up! And you can't miss this, it's a grab. So you got popped up and he comes right back down. Doesn't take damage besides the pop-up hit. And let's just beat up him now. Beating him up. Let's see, he got away, so I throw a range shot at him. I can do my 3 as well. And then I can just kill him with my 1 if I want. Boom. Like, I just hit him a lot and just took him down. Now wait for the next one. So, the way I see Kuang's going to work is he's kind of maybe relying on that ultimate. He doesn't have CC. He only has a slow and an execute if you count execute as a CC. So that's all he's got. So he runs in there and beats the crap out of you so he can execute you. That's my feeling on how you play him is you beat them up to execute them. Although you do have some pretty strong abilities, so you could just blow them up with these abilities as well. And like so, here we go. We run in, we walk up to Ra, beat him up with our basic attacks. Doing some really good damage there. Do our 3 on him as well. Oh, he died. I didn't have execute ready anyway. But that's Ra dying there. Let's try this guy. So here we go, beat him up. Doing this, hurting him, he's below. Pop, and he's done. And now I can do my ultimate. Now I can escape. I can run away. Or I can get back into the fight, because his ultimate also recharges his freaking charges. So if you're good on HP and you think you can find a single target, you can jump on them and then beat them all up with all your abilities again. But the thing I foresee is you're going to run up to somebody, beat them up, execute them to kill them, go dragon, and then just jump away or jump to another fight. And just beat up on another person. That's what I think you're going to do with Kuang. And the most amazing thing, of course, is in a team fight, someone gets low enough, go invisible. Run up to them while their team's running around, execute them, and then just fly away with your ultimate. Well, not fly away, but, you know, dive away. That's what I think I'm going to try to do with Kuang in team fights. That makes him useful in team fights, is invis in, execute anyone who's low enough, and then get the hell out. So that's going to be an interesting strategy to employ there. And that's everything. He was built to be a strong jungler, and he's got the means to do so. All of his abilities hit pretty dang hard. And yep, there you go. That is Kuang there. He's going to get some kills, but he's not as scary as I initially thought he was, just because he won't be able to hold people down all that well. And there we go. That is the patch notes right there. I had fun. Hope you had fun watching and listening. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.